Heat transfer at steady rate, saving of fuel is up to 17% has been reported for these MSAVT linings. And the operating temperatures can come down to up to 70 degrees lower than the uncoated furnaces. So if you are getting a certain output at a certain temperature, you can come down by about 70 degrees and still get the same results on your equipment. So you are saving both time and power as far as MSAVT coatings are concerned. It increases your refractory line. By coating these furnaces, they will not be, coatings are unaffected by the thermal shock, they seal the surface porosity, and hence they give you a better life on your refractory. They give you a better temperature uniformity. So improvements in temperature uniformity up to 65% have been reported by using this MSAVT. Then there is certain dust which normally starts falling in the chamber when after a certain usage of time. So when you are coating it with these things, the dust stops coming into the chamber. So your component does not get spoiled because of the dust particles coming and resting on your component. So this is another advantage of using these coatings. Now the major development of course has been the advent of the ceramic fiber, which I am sure all of you will be aware, because especially in electrical furnaces, this reduces the overall mass of the furnace. If you see the original furnaces, when you are heating them up, first the refractory gets heated up and then the heat is going to your component. Thereby you require more of power and more of energy to heat up your equipment or your component. Whereas in the case of ceramic fiber, it does not retain the heat, so it gives the heat back to the chamber. So your components get a faster rate of heating. If you are using a ceramic fiber line, the overall mass of your furnace is reduced. The overall size of your equipment is reduced because you do not require as much of insulation as, because the K value of the ceramic fiber is much better than that of the refractory. So if you are using, say, in an oil-fired furnace, a 13-inch insulation for a certain 1200 degrees centigrade temperature in the furnace, you can bring it down to about 9.5 inches. So you are reducing the overall size of your equipment, more area you can cover, and it is much more better compared to the refractory line. The ceramic fiber is basically what it is. It's basically an alumina silicate as its main constituents. It is produced by having a molten mixture of the minerals and producing fibers by either blowing them or by spinning them. They are available in the form of blankets, which are in a density of 64 kg per meter cube to 128 kg per meter cube, and they are also available as boards, which are up to a density of 420 kg per meter cubes. Now where these boards are used, they are in the internal chamber of your furnace, because you don't need any flakes coming off like you had in your refractory. So it is lined by various grades of the ceramic fiber. When you are designing a furnace or when you are doing anything, it's always best to see that you grade your insulation. What normally people do is, let's say if you use a denser material of insulating material, your temperature gradient will be much better, means inside to the outside, but it is not so. So the lesser, it has to be graded. So it is just like what you were using earlier is you were using an IS8 brick inside or a hard density material inside, followed by hot phase, then followed by cold phase, and then followed by glass wool. So this was your normal insulating pattern. Why were you doing that is because your porosity is going further increasing as you are going towards the wall of the furnace. So same thing is with the ceramic fiber. So if you are using a board inside, it has to be followed up by a 128 kg ceramic blanket, followed by a 96, followed by a 64. Then only you will get the gradient of temperature that you are looking at. Say if you are wanting a room temperature outside the equipment and inside it's 1000 degrees, then you have to grade your insulation accordingly. And there are calculations available for whichever sizes and the chamber, overall chamber of your furnace. Now, what are the advantages of the ceramic fiber is, you've got a greater thermal efficiency, that is lower fuel costs result from a number of factors. One is the lower thermal conductivity that the ceramic fiber has. The heat loss through the walls is reduced. There is a less of heat storage in the ceramic fiber. So heat storage is proportional to the mass of the material, and since ceramic fiber is a very lightweight material, the heat stored in the lining is considerably reduced. And this is very significant factor, especially cyclic operations of heat up time and the cooling time is reduced, thus increasing the furnace productivity. That is what I told you earlier. So that is the main advantage. Ease of fabrication and installation. Earlier you needed a mason to come to you, and then only you can have your bricks changed, and he should come and his expertise is required to line up the furnace. So in ceramic fiber it becomes much easier for you to do any lining by anyone of your people also. Because it's basically a blanket, just has to be opened up and just lined up. So it is not as difficult as it was, you don't need an expert mason to come to your plant and do this job for you. So this anyone can do this job once you have done the lining work. And the downtime that you have for this relining of these furnaces is far reduced compared to your brick line furnaces. Because the brick line furnaces, you have to dismantle the whole thing, then the whole thing has to be re-lined, and that takes a long period of time. Whereas here your downtime is reduced from, say, about that takes 15 days, this will be done in about 3 days time. So you are reducing about 12 days of